is one of the dopest MCs in the streets right now. She gearing up to drop her first official album, and they gonna cook the streets up one time. Make some noise for Young M.A.
Yeah. What's good, man? What's good?
Well, welcome to Atlanta first and foremost.
Thank you for having me.
Yo, and you're on a hell of a run right now. Like, you know, some people like get out there and they like, you know, hey, just got back from doing my first tour, but you actually like just won an award. Just got finished popping up at the BET Hip Hop Awards.
Yeah.
And the award that you won was an interesting one at that. You won a Pornhub award.
I did, man.
But as a non-sexual participant.
Right. Exactly. You gotta clear that up real quick.
What was the award for?
Visionary. Best visionary. Yeah.
Dope.
Director, yeah.
Yo, and your directing game. Do you direct all your videos?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I do.
That's a great way to have like such a dope connection.
I don't know if you noticed, like, my videos ain't too extravagant either. You know what I mean? Like, it's just me. It's like, you know what I mean? And people love that.
There's something to be said about that. Because sometimes people need mad effects.
Yeah.
Explosions going out. Was that a nipple? You know, like, to make their stuff pop. But there's something about you that pulls people in. Like, even that one joint you had over, like, the Mobb Deep beat. You was just in the studio.
Yeah,
just...
Quiet Storm joint.
Yo, just tearing in.
Yeah.
And I first got hip to you, I was listening to DJ Caesar, probably about maybe 3-4 years ago. Okay. And you had a record where like you had like excerpts of you and your girlfriend leaving you voicemails.
Oh yeah, that was Karma Cries.
Karma Cries was one of the realest joints I've ever heard. Like whether you male or female, there were so many connective pieces of tissue in there that you could draw from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was real.
So, like, as an artist, do you have a hard time, I guess, like, you know, giving so much of yourself into your music? Because some artists give you nothing. Nah. It's all, like, swag, no substance.
Nah, that's my outlet, man. Like, music is the way I express myself. Because, you know, people know me and then they, you know, always have this demeanor about me where you can't really read me. But, like, with my music, I feel like that's just something where I can just allow everything to come out of me, whatever I'm going through, whatever the situation. Music was always my outlet. Never really spoke to nobody like therapists. I had therapists in my life where I had to speak to them, but it just never was like my type of thing. I just felt like it just wasn't necessary because I felt like I was a musician. I felt like that's where the energy and everything needs to go into the music. So you would definitely get all of me in my music. Every time you hear anything I ever do or said, it's really me. You know what I mean?
Well, let's walk through that spider web a little bit. You said you've been talking to therapists since you was little. A lot of times, like in urban culture, we feel a certain way or don't feel comfortable enough about reaching outside for extra help. What was the tipping point for you to where your parents or even you yourself said, hey, I got to talk to somebody, get these things off my chest?
Yeah, my mom, he definitely considered that. I talked to somebody after my brother died, whatever the case. But, I mean, it was something I did, but I guess I wasn't too comfortable with it yet. I guess when, you know, it's the right time, then I'll eventually get into that. But, like, music is, like, my outlet for that, man. Like, I have to, like, music is the only way I can, you know, get certain things off my chest and then go back and listen to it and understand it. And then for people that's probably maybe going through the same situation, they can listen to my music and be like, damn, yo, I relate to that. Because I get that a lot. I get people who come to me or even DM me or anything and say, yo, your music got me through or whatever the case. And, like, that's my intent. You know what I mean? So it's like, why not do that? You know? That's kind of sharing it with a stranger. You know what I mean?
That's bigger than like actually getting awards, right?
Exactly.
Just get that you know, people running up on you, be like, yo, that song helped me.
Right, that's the award. That's the achievement right there.
So let's go all the way back to the origin of it. Like before Young M.A. became Young M.A. Like, was that your first rap name that you like settled on? Who were you first?
Yo, and it's crazy because I always was into music, you know, as people know, since I was 9. So that was like one of my main things is to have like a good rap name. Like, I felt like I had to have the right rap name. So for a minute, I had different names. Like I think my first rap name was Little K.
What was the K for?
My real name.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, but it's like Little Kim. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wasn't really thinking that at the time. You know, at that time, you know, when you were younger, it was a lot of little somethings in the rap game. So I'm thinking I was supposed to be Little K. You know what I mean? I'm young, whatever. That was my first one. And then I called myself Amazon at one point. Is it Amazon like a female warrior, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody actually suggested that name for me, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like,
Were you big for your size growing up?
no, it's just like a female warrior. Like
Okay.
I'm a warrior, man. I ain't have to be big. You know what I mean? I just felt like my spirit was a female warrior. You know what I mean? I mean, it was an Amazon, but yeah, but I just I kind of like lost interest in that name, and then the Young came about. That was the Young Ma, and it's crazy. It was just before like I even. This was before like I even heard a Remy Ma or the other whoever Maz it is. It was before all that. I had the Young Ma name or whatever the case, and I remember I was on the laptop. I was on the computer, and I was like trying to come up with like how I'm gonna do my signatures, like my autographs and stuff. Like I really took initiative and studied like what's gonna be. But Young Ma was like the first, and then I abbreviated to M.A. because Remy Maz was
Got you.
out and stuff like that.
Got to
So
throw the
that's how
dots
they
to
came.
separate.
Yeah, I got to separate it, man.
So, like, when you first came up with that name, did like somebody try to holler at you in the street? Yo, Young Ma, come here. Or because in my head, that's how it played out.
Nah. I don't know what made me come up with Young Ma, man. It was just like I think because they call my mom Little Mama. Like
Okay.
my grandfather, rest in peace, he called my mom Little Mama. And my mom used to rap too back in the day, but like that was his like nickname for her. So, I'm looking at it like I'm young. I'm the littler version of my mom. So I'm just call myself Young Ma. Like I'm young thinking this stuff. Like I'm trying to bring everything together. And that was what I came up with.
So, what was your mom's rap name?
What was my mom? I think Black Widow.
Did she got anything out?
Not like what on iTunes and stuff.
Yeah, like I mean, like,
this
cassette.
was this was back in like the early '90s, late '80s, like when you was on the block rapping.
Gotcha.
A cassette. She might have something that she ain't never tell me about. That my uncles and them probably got in the stash somewhere, but nothing crazy. She ain't do it too heavy. She used to just be at the block parties, doing little shows, rapping for the people and stuff like that. She ain't really take it serious until I really took it serious and got it from her.
So Mom Deuce don't got a 16 in the stash. She didn't ask you to be on the
she do got a stash. She do got some 16. My mom can spit real
She gonna
quick.
jump on something or what?
Nah, I ain't put my mom's on no track.
Why not?
Nah, man.
You ain't embarrassed, are you?
No, I ain't embarrassed, but it's just mommy is mommy now, man.
But that's the funny thing, like, because hip hop is so new, right?
Right.
Like, you get to the point now where you have these second and third generation rappers who got parents that were rappers
Right.
themselves, at varying levels of the game. And, back in the days, like, Mom, please don't drop me off in front of school. My car is whack.
Yeah. Some
Dad,
like,
please quit rapping in front of my friends. Come on, man.
Right. But so yeah, that's to me the serious. I don't really like that too much attention within the family and all that. But yeah, mommy used to spit though.
Okay. So
Yeah.
2018 Young M.A. versus 2008 Young M.A. What kind of problems you have now versus the problems you had back in 2008?
I wish I could go back to 2008. 2008 was actually the year before my brother died. So compared to that's crazy you say that year too. That year compared to today is a whole another person, a whole 180. Honestly speaking, a lot has changed mentally. You know what I mean, and of course physically, and I mean, I that would probably be the only thing I wish I can change. But other than that, like I feel like I grew up the right way. Like my mom raised us right. My mom ain't never have us in a situation where we was like, just like effed up. You know what I mean? Like she handled her business, and I had a good childhood, man. Like I was around kids. I grew up the right way. I was into sports. We all get in trouble eventually as we get older and stuff like that. That's just be on our own decisions. But other than that, my mom raised all her kids right. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I was yeah.
And about the loss of your brother, I mean, I know that's a very if you was to put this in like superhero terms, that's like Batman losing his mom and
Right.
pops. Like I know he was a very important part of your life,
Absolutely.
and you talk about him a lot.
Absolutely.
But your music has actually helped a lot of people cope with the losses that they
Right.
have
Right.
as well.
Right. And
More
that's like,
therapy.
and that's right, exactly, and that's one of the reasons why music is the outlet because, you know what I mean. Not only am I helping myself, but I'm helping others as well. So, and I had to, when I first came into music, I never thought that would be my intent. You know what I mean? I never thought that would be the outcome of what I do. I just love music so much. Like going into it, it was just something I loved to do. I enjoyed it. I wanted to be the biggest artist. I wanted to perform in front of thousands of people. Like that was my thing. Make songs, let people listen to my songs and love my songs. Like that was my intent. It was the innocence of it at first. And then, as I got into the business and met a lot of people throughout the world, I understood what my position was now. Like why I fell in love with it, why this was something I wanted to do, why I never stopped doing it. You know what I mean? Like I get it now.
Word.